Hello students, welcome to the online lectures of Kids Planet High School. This lecture is for Standard 6, subject Computer, topic My Computer, parts of a computer. Let us now begin. Students, let us now see what is a computer. A computer is an electronic machine which is made up of devices. It is used to write, draw, do sums, play games, and various other activities. It works very fast. It does not make mistakes. It makes our work very easy. A computer is made up of 5 main devices. They are keyboard, monitor, printer, mouse, and a CPU. Each of these devices has a very important function to perform. Functions of a computer can be classified as input, processing, and output. The input devices are keyboard and mouse. A processing unit consists of a CPU, and the output devices are monitor and printer. The keyboard and the mouse are used to enter data into the computer. They are used for input and so they are called input devices. CPU means Central Processing Unit. The CPU processes the input to give the output and so it is called the Central Processing Unit or the CPU. The monitor displays the output produced by the CPU. The printer is used to print the output on paper. Both these devices are used for output and so they are called output devices. Students, let us now study in detail about the keyboard. The keyboard and the mouse are used to enter data into the computer and so they are called input devices. The keyboard is a flat rectangular plastic board with many buttons. These buttons are called keys. There are more than 100 keys on the keyboard. Some of these keys are letter keys, number keys, mathematical sign, punctuation marks, some other signs. Data entered with the help of the keyboard can be seen on the monitor. When you press a letter key or a number key on the keyboard, it appears at a specific place on the screen. The keyboard is connected to the CPU box with a cable wire. The second of these input devices is the mouse. The mouse is a small plastic device with 2 or 3 buttons on it. It is kept and moved on a mouse pad. The mouse is used to point a particular place on the screen and so it is also known as the pointing device. Let us now study in detail about the Central Processing Unit or as called as CPU. The vertical or horizontal box that you see next to the monitor is known as the CPU box. This is because the CPU is fixed inside this box. The CPU box contains the CPU and many other parts that are needed to run a computer. As you know, when we enter data into the computer, the CPU processes it and gives the output. The CPU is called the brain of the computer. The monitor, keyboard, mouse, and the printer are connected to the CPU box with cables. And now, let us learn about the output devices. The monitor and printer are used to get output and so they are called output devices. The monitor displays the output produced by the CPU. If you want, you can see a printer to print the output on paper. The device that looks like a TV screen is called monitor. Like the TV, a monitor has buttons to switch it on switch it off, and buttons to change the brightness and contrast. When you enter data into the computer, the monitor displays whatever you are typing currently. This helps you to check whether you have typed in the data correctly. If there are any mistakes, you can correct them easily. As you know, the CPU processes the input and gives the output, which is then displayed by the monitor. The monitor is connected to the CPU box with a cable. The information or the output that is produced by the CPU is displayed on the monitor. This output can be printed on paper with the help of a printer. A printer can print words as well as pictures. The printer is connected to the CPU box with a cable.